Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalam ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Qala rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Alhamdulillah, para penonton yang dirahmati oleh Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, warga-warga Facebook hari ini, apa khabar semuanya? Harap semua di dalam kerahmatan dan juga dilindungi Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Semoga anda semua sehat-sehat belaka, yang mana berada di tempat kerja masing-masing. Boleh kongsikan dan juga share kepada rakan-rakan untuk sama-sama kita menonton live pada hari ini. Jadi live pada hari ini insya-Allah kita akan bawakan satu tetamu khas yang daripada jauh kita panggil daripada Yaman. Kita punya rakan kita sendiri di sana bersama dengan Mr. Siddiq AL-TUWAITI. Jadi insya-Allah nanti kita akan bertanya dengan lebih lanjut. Jadi kita akan kupas isu-isu dan juga bagaimana apa yang sedang terjadi di Yaman. Kita akan memberi satu perspektif yang terus daripada Yaman itu sendiri. Jadi insya-Allah live pada hari ini kita akan menggunakan bahasa Inggeris lah. Sebelum saya bawa kita punya tetamu khas kita, sukalah untuk saya ajak kepada rakan-rakan semua untuk bersama-sama kongsikan, like dan juga komen, serta kalau ada sebarang soalan yang nak diajukan, boleh letakkanlah di dalam ruangan komen, sama ada bahasa Melayu ataupun bahasa Arab ataupun bahasa Inggeris. Tak ada masalah. InsyaAllah kita punya admin kita sedia untuk membantu anda semua. Baik, insyaAllah. Jadi tanpa membuang masa, insyaAllah we will invite our beloved guest today, Mr. Siddiq AL-TUWAITI, to the live stream, insyaAllah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Mr. Siddiq, how are you?
Waalaikum salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you. And you?
Are you? Can you hear me very clear?
Yeah, nice.
Okay, thank you so much. So, for our audience, maybe you, all of you cannot see Mr. Siddiq face because they are having the internet trouble in Yaman. So we will be hearing our beloved brothers' beautiful voices throughout this live, inshallah. Okay,
Okay.
Mr. Siddiq, let's go straight to our first discussion. Almost 2 years of wars has devastated Yemen, leaving almost 19 million people in need of humanitarian and protection assistance, including 10.3 million who are in acute need. The conflict is rapidly pushing the country to social, economic, and institutional collapse. What caused the current crisis in Yemen? Can you please explain to us the root cause or the history behind what actually happening in Yemen?
Okay. At the beginning, we in the International Association for Relief and Development, ONSOR in Yemen, Arab office, would like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to show you the situation generally in Yemen, and specifically in Marib Governorate. We want to tell you that Marib Governorate represents the humanitarian conditions in Yemen. On the other hand, Al-Houthis militias intensified the inspired the blockade attacks and violence, which increased the humanitarian crisis that needs a real and urgent responses from all humanitarian partners who believe with the human rights to live. Okay, my answer for the question, the reason or because increasing attacks and airstrike of Houthis militias against civilian and the silence and practice and pressure of the international organization against Houthis terrorist militias. These are the reasons that caused this human crisis in Yemen, exactly or intensively in Marib Governorate.
Okay, so the ongoing crisis in Yemen right now is very staggering, and it's in very troubled country right now. especially in the humanitarian field. Including to the some research, one child dies every 10 minutes from preventable causes, including malnutrition and vaccine preventable disease. Families have no choice but to reduce the amount of food they eat or even skip meals. They feed what little they have to their children in priority before themselves. How do the Yemen people survive in such difficult times? How do you cope with this situation throughout these years?
Okay. Well, as a matter of fact, displaced people in this situation or conditions reduce the amount of the food they eat. They only have a meal a day. Also, they skip meals and they eat trees, leaves to stay alive. This is the conditions and situations of displaced people in Yemen.
So, do they have like any aid from international or from your own government?
Okay, they only have a little, and lately they got it. In reality, displaced people in Yemen, they die, as you said, every 2 minutes or every hours. They are suffering a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now
Yeah,
Yemen is facing the triple threat of war, disease, and hunger, and continuing conflict, airstrike, and restriction on imports have left the country on the brink of famine. For millions of Yemen people, the women, the men, and the children, the life remains a daily struggle and violence a constant threat. What is the most essential needs that we could provide for the Yemen people for now?
okay. The most essential needs that the displaced people or the displaced need are can be like these things. Okay, they need a rapid responses mechanism, shelter, non-food item assistance, food security, and ready meals. Also, water for drink and use, sanitation and latrines, tanks, school classes, mobile clinics, and pharmaceuticals and supply medical, in addition to the protection needs.
So right now you are working in the ONSOR organization. What are actually the activities that you are currently doing in the Yemen right now?
We as a team in ONSOR organization appeal all the partners to exert efforts as much possibly as they can to intervene, providing the most necessity of life for all displaced of the areas of conflict. Okay, we do a lot of things trying to make lives for the displaced as we can. In brief, we appeal all the partners organization to support human disciplines and be beside them during this crisis. Yemenis deserve to have the rights to live as a human being in the 21st century.
Yes, I agree with you. Despite the challenges in getting aid to the Yemen who need our help, our partners on the ground are doing the best to assist the most in need. We will provide all the necessary help, including from the bread or the shelter or the medicines, especially in the health crisis, to give the best that we can to the Yemen people so that we can have our a glimpse of hope to continue strive in this world, inshallah. So for the last one, is there any messages that you want to share with those who have always support and contributed with us?
Yeah, my message I said it before. I'll say it in brief. Or okay, we as a team and also appeal all the partners to exert efforts as much as they can to intervene, providing the most necessities for life for all displaced of the area's conflict. I mean, in brief, this is my and our message. We appeal all the partners organizations to support Yemenis displaced and be beside them during this crisis.
Okay, inshallah. Thank you so much, Mr. Siddiq Al-TUWAITI. And I believe all our viewers and the rest of the Malaysians will do our best to gather around and help those in needs in Yemen and also in the Islamic world in crisis, either Syria, Palestine, or any other countries that in need. Inshallah, we as a Malaysian and as the Muslim will gather around and help each other, inshallah, in the times of need. Thank you so much again, Mr. Siddiq Al-TUWAITI, for your time and for your cooperation to share with us, share with the viewers on the ground on what happening in the Yemen. Any last word that you want to say before we end our live?
Okay, thank you so much for giving us this chance to talk with you to tell you every single thing about crisis in Yemen. I hope all of the partners, Muslims brothers, stay beside Yemenis guy people. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Siddiq. Inshallah, we will meet again in next time. Inshallah, see you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.